Doing that now. And with that, I'm going to turn things over to Nancy. Nancy is with Alternative Concepts, and they run our Advantage program, and she's going to talk to you guys about that today.
Good morning, everyone. Bright, cloudy morning here, but at least the weather is beginning to change a little bit. I understand some of you up there have snow today, so hopefully we are all about to see some nice weather coming soon. We're going to go through some dealer programs today, and I understand that there may be a variety of brands on the line today. So I'm going to start kind of by explaining Advantage is part of the ICP programs. I Create Local carries the Carrier and Bryant programs. So most of what I'm going to cover with you today is available for all four brands. If we get to something that is not available, I will make sure that you know. What I do want you to know up front is these programs are what we would classify as turnkey, and they truly are designed for dealers that are busy. You guys are very good at what you do and don't have a lot of time to dedicate to marketing. So I'm going to show you some things that we have done and made available for you guys that are targeted, customized, and for the most part, we do all the work. So we're going to start today by, let me find my mouse, there it is. All right, we're going to start by talking about the Neighbor Network programs. Now, Neighbor Network is just kind of exactly what it sounds like. It's keeping in mind that you go into areas and work on homes that probably have a number of homes surrounding them that are of the same age, and if one is starting to fail, the others are most likely to follow soon. So the programs for Neighbor Network are designed to stay in that tight radius. For the most part, it's about a 1 mile radius around a designated starting point. We do work with the what we classify as the sweet spot demographics. So for the most part, you're going to be looking at single family dwelling homeowners, homes that are at least 10 years of age or older, incomes that are 50,000 and up, and homeowners that are 35 and up. So there are several different types of Neighbor Network programs. The first one being traditional direct mail. Everybody kind of knows what that is. I will tell you that recent statistics for direct mail have gone through the roof due to the pandemic in 2020 and the focus on digital at that point, that there was absolutely a digital overload. And the Direct Marketing Association has said from 2020, 2021, and still it looks like going into 2022, that people are responding very favorably to direct mail. As a matter of fact, direct mail has a shelf life currently of about 17 days. So it's still a good, viable product. And as a result of all of the online has become even more vibrant. That's one program that just deals with direct mail only. The next one you'll see is called the Plus program. This is the one that we have seen the most activity with, as well as the best results. The reason for that is because it combines the two together. So what happens with this program is there's a couple of different ways you can communicate with us, and we'll talk about that in a second. But this program says that when you do a job and we get the name and address, that we are going to begin sending Facebook video ads. And if you look to the right of the screen, you'll see that everything has a very common look. We're going to send those Facebook video ads in a 1 mile radius that we talked about around that starting address. We're going to run those for 10 days. After that, the direct mail piece that you see on the screen as well is going to fall in behind it to those targeted demographics. In addition to that, the person that you gave us the name and address for is going to receive a thank you card from the dealer. So it is a way that you can utilize both digital as well as print, and from what we're seeing, it's having the best results. Now, last year we introduced a premium program. This one is also getting very good results. I just don't have some specific tracking at this point that I can give you from how it works with the direct mail. I'm going to show you some responses here in a second from the Plus program. But the premium program includes not only the Facebook, Instagram video ads, but it also includes Google responsive display. Now, that goes in a 2-mile radius because we have to use that for Google. We don't get the results that we need from 1 mile, but it also still includes that direct mail. Now, what I want you to look at, and it may be difficult to see on the screen, but for both Google and Facebook video ads, if you look at the actual ad that you can see, we're using the street name of where the starting point, basically. So where we start, whether it's this one says Hurst Drive, so we're using the actual street name in the digital components of this. So when people see it, they are recognizing that street name and it's having an impact on it. The last piece that we have associated with Neighbor Network, this is the fourth program, where you can do just social only. So these would be Facebook video ads that are targeted still to those neighborhoods, very tight radius, but it does not include the direct mail piece in conjunction with it. So I want to kind of show you how easy this is to utilize. Once you sign up, you're going to get an email from us each Friday, and it's going to look just exactly like what you're seeing on the screen. You have two choices here. One is add new names, or you can say, I don't have any this week. Either one is fine. And when you add a name, you can give us one name, you can give us three names, you can whatever you want to, whatever is right for you. If you click no new customers this week, it just tells us that you're receiving the email, but you just don't have any that you want to use this week. And that is absolutely fine. Once you click on the add new names, you're going to see a form come up. And depending on how many addresses you're working with, it's going to have blanks. As you begin to utilize it, I'm going to pull up a live one now so that you can actually see what this looks like. So this is a live dealer from last year. This is not in your area, but this is what it looks like once it begins to get filled out. Now, this person is providing the names and addresses to us. There is a new option this year for those dealers that are just extremely busy, where you can simply give us zip codes and we'll go in and find these pockets for you. We're still going to use the same demographics. It's just we're going to go do it for you. So it keeps the program running. It keeps things going on a weekly basis if you're just too busy to do it, which is absolutely fine. This person has given us names and addresses so you can see what this looks like. As you add names, the form is dynamic. The other ones that you've added previously will still be here. So if you want to see if you've already sent something in that area, then you'll be able to see that easily. Now, what I want to show you to the right here is a little bit of this is a thank you card, which we are going to default to. If you do zip codes, or you want to go into a neighborhood where maybe you're not currently doing work, but you'd like to, so you just provide an address, you would put homeowner to the left and uncheck the thank you card box. So if we are doing it for you through zip codes, obviously those homeowners will not receive a thank you card. 50 is what we default to. If you want something higher than that, you simply change the quantity in the box. Now, over here, you're going to see this tells you when the addresses were submitted, and then you'll see the Facebook icon. And anytime that the Facebook ads have actually run, you'll see the icon. If we click on one of those, you're going to see real and live results. This is from Corey Lane. This is the dates that it ran. This is the number of times that the ad was shown, so over 28 or 2,100 times. And this particular dealer received 20 clicks. So 20 clicks on the website or back to their Facebook page from this one ad that ran on Corey Lane. Now, remember, we're using Corey Lane as part of the text that we're communicating on the top of the ad. So this gives you real-time results where you can see how things are progressing and what it looks like. So easy program to get set up with. And all it requires is that you'll get a form to complete that's electronic. You choose your graphics. It takes about 5 minutes. Give us your offers. We will build everything for you, send it back to you for approval before anything gets started. The spring program we run for cooling and a separate one for heating. The cooling season opens up in March and will run through the end of August. So you will have that period of time in which to use your inventory. If you tell us we want to do zip codes because we want you guys just to handle it, we'll spread it out over the duration so that you have something consistently going on a weekly basis. So that's kind of how the program works. It's simple to do, simple to get set up, and very easy to use. I want to show you some results. So this was Neighbor Network Plus. This was a group of 18 dealers that we utilized specific tracking numbers for. Social media or digital advertising of any nature is pretty easy to track. You can see the clicks, you can see the impressions, you get all of that information. Direct mail is a little bit more tricky. So for this program, we set up specific phone numbers that were only available through this program for these 18 dealers. They were multi-branded. There were different brands for the dealers. They were in some different geographic locations. This was run for about 3 months. And I will tell you that it really wasn't even during a really cold or a really hot period of time. It was kind of fall. So these are the results for that period of time. But as you can see, they got 1.6 million Facebook impressions. Each of those customers were shown their ads on average about 4 times. Another impressive piece here is this engagement rate. So if you're familiar with Facebook, Facebook looks at engagement as a couple of different things. It can be a click, can be a share, can be that you watched the video for a longer period of time. But at the end of the day, you did something to interact with that ad for either a longer period of time or, as I said, you clicked or shared it, something. You did something to engage with that ad. Typically with Facebook, you will see it's single digit that they will report. Typically, we see about 12%. Here, we are consistently seeing 25% or higher, and that's because we're using such a tight radius and we're using that street name. So we're getting the results from that hyper local activity. This particular group of dealers had over 34,000 link clicks during that period of time. And if you look at the very last piece of this, there were 149 leads delivered to those 18 dealers during that 3 month period of time. So ACA tells us that a lifetime customer for HVAC is about $42,000. Obviously, that's not going to happen at one point, but still, your average value long term is significant. Our goal, quite honestly, is to get you in the home across that threshold so that you can begin building those relationships with those homeowners. So, this is why you see this is our most popular program. This is the one that dealers do over and over and over again. All right, let's move on. And we're going to look at a new tool for last year, and this is called the Repair Replace website widget. So, what does this do? What's it about? This goes on your website. You take a piece of code, you give it to your webmaster, they put the code on your website, and all the magic happens on the back end. We are running all of it. There's nothing more really that your webmaster has to do. This tool is designed for a couple of things to allow your homeowners to have further engagement, to kind of see what some options might do or be for heating and air, but it's all based on what's important to them. So we'll go through and ask some questions about what's important to their preferences as it relates to HVAC in their home, and then we present back to them a best, better, good scenario. Now, this is also based on the products that you sell in your area. You all don't deal with low knock, so why have it available as a choice? So I'm going to click this. I do want you to see if you are a Heil or a Day and Night and an ICP Elite dealer, this tool is free to you. The manufacturer is paying for it. So this is a no-brainer to get signed up with. But I'm going to click on this and show you what this looks like for you to set up. It's really simple. We have all of the products here. You are simply going to uncheck whatever it is that you don't sell. It's as simple as that. If you don't sell package units, uncheck them all. We have air purifiers here, we have humidifiers, and we have thermostats. So you check which one that applies to you. Then we get into some pricing. So you can use a price range, which might be 2,500 to 3,500. You can use monthly payment options that might be, if you're doing a lot of financing, that can look something like as low as $69. You can set these by product if you choose to. Now, honestly, most of the dealers utilizing this tool use the one that is the default, and that is the dollar signs, very much like you would see with a restaurant. So it's a one, two, or $3 signs, three being the most expensive. If you choose that one, it's kind of defaulted and that's what it will set on. Now you're going to see some things here where you say that might not be right. This is a demo site and people have been clicking in it and playing with it, so don't pay attention to some of that. But you can change these if you want to look how simple this is. We've got it set on one and we switch it to the $1. So it's a very simple thing for you to interact with and change. And each of these, again, have the products that you have listed as the ones you sell. If we move forward from that, you have the opportunity to put in any kind of special offerings that you're running. Maybe you're going to do a spring special, but you only want to run it from a specific period of time. That's fine. Whatever the dates are that you have set for starting and ending, the information will only present itself to homeowners if it's within those parameters. So this gives you a little bit of flexibility to go ahead and set something up, but it won't run until you designate that time. And after that time, it won't run again. You can also use utility rebates. This is a helpful thing for homeowners. The more service, the more options that you can provide to a homeowner, the better it is for credibility, quite honestly. So if you've got some offers in your area from utility companies, go ahead and give it to them. Give them the link. The offers that you're seeing here for the coupons, these are different offers that you control. And these are for if you act now and you send us your information, you're going to get this additional offer. So only those people who send you their name, their email, their contact information to say, I want to talk to you, are the ones who are going to get the codes for this. From there, you also have financing information. We all know how important financing is. So if you have financing available, include it. You can also include a financing link at the bottom. So if your customers are here and they are thinking about this and they want to continue down that path and go ahead and get signed up, let them do it. Don't take it away from any place else, but include it as an additional option here. Once you do that, you hit submit. You're going to copy this code. You're going to send it to your webmaster. As I said, they're going to pop it on your website and you're finished. That's the end of it. Now, let's go back over here. So that's how you set it up. Let's look quickly at what it looks like for a consumer. So now what you're seeing here is one of our landing pages. So it doesn't occupy all of this space. If you want it to, it occupies only where you see this repair or replace in the bottom right. Even the form on the left is not part of it. Now, we would recommend that you put it someplace very easy to find, even give it its own page. Drive to that location, and we're going to talk about why here in just a second. So this is kind of how you start. And as you'll see here, we're telling them this is not a price estimation tool. It is not designed in that manner. You need somebody to come into your home and do all of the right calculations to make sure that that's the right system for you. But this is designed to give them some ideas. So we'll switch to cooling. I'm going to run through this pretty quickly to not take up a lot of time, but we do have demos available that you can kind of play with it if you'd like to. So in the event that any person answers that their system is less than 10 or 10 years or younger, odds are we're going to take them to repair because there's a lot of 10-year warranties. So we don't want to recommend new until you've had the opportunity to check it out. In this case, we're going to go 11 to 20 and we're going to move forward. Routine maintenance, we'll say yes. Is it making noises? We'll say yes. Are you spending money on repairs? Yes. Energy bills, that's important to everybody. And yes, they continue to go up. At this point, we get quick online replacement options. Might be time to consider that. So we're going to go ahead and go down that path. At this point, we're going to ask for the square footage of the home. We're not going to do anything with this as a calculation, but we are going to give it back to you. Do you have hot or cold spots? We'll say yes. High humidity or extreme dryness? We'll say we have dryness. Family members with breathing problems or allergies? We'll say yes. And how important is Energy Star? That's pretty important to everybody. Quiet operation? We'll say it's somewhat. So as you can see, this is very easy for a homeowner to walk through. This question asks about communicating equipment. We'll say somewhat. And then we'll go next. And the next one is about equipment efficiency. And then last, we have financing options. Now, again, we don't do anything with that information but provide it to you. So here's where it comes back based on what's important to them. And again, the products that you have said you sell in your area, this is what's presented back. So it's a best, better, good, and it follows the pricing accordingly. We give bite-sized pieces of information here. If a homeowner wants more, the factory PDFs are available for them at the bottom. This is presented because they said they had extreme dryness. And here's a media filter because there are breathing problems in the family, and then this is a control. Here are the options that were available. This one says fall savings. Obviously, you'd change that one. Here's your utility rebate link. And this is the option for if you send your information now, you will get this additional offer. And this gets emailed to them with a code. Again, this offer is specific to what you want it to be. Now, let's talk about what happens on the other side of this. So we're asking for the name, email. Consider that when you go to a homeowner location, you now have all of the information that is important to you. You know what their lifestyle is like. You know whether or not financing is something that is critical to them. You've got all of the ammunition to improve your close ratios and also have it a more strategic sales call and also more informative and directed to what the homeowner wants to talk about. So this is a fabulous tool, easy to set up, easy for a homeowner to use. We don't require them to use any or to provide their name and email unless they want to be contacted. So all of that is, it just makes it easier and less scary for them. I don't know about you guys, but anytime you go to someplace to buy something and they say it's a free offer, go in and look to see what's available. And the first thing they do is ask for your name and your email. Well, most people pull out at that point. So this gives them an option to look through. And again, you get all the information, all the answers to those questions, and the homeowner gets a copy of that too. So that is the Repair Replace widget, available for all brands. Great tool, just set up last year. And one more time, if you're an ICP Elite dealer, it is free to you. Not going to spend a lot of time on this. Let's Get Social is Facebook business posting. We've had this for several years. This is designed, again, for busy dealers who have a business Facebook page but really don't have the time to keep up with the posting. The posting is critical to Facebook. If you're not doing something with it, they look at it as being dormant, and you get less people that have the opportunity to see you. So we have two different options that are available here. We have a premium that gives you lots of different types of categories. We were at a trade show recently, and we had a dealer walk over to us and say, I'm going to sign up for that Facebook again, but are you going to do that stupid trivia again? And we said, well, yeah, we think so. Why? And he said, people love it. I don't get it, but people love it. So we are offering content that's outside of HVAC. HVAC, of course, we offer HVAC content, but it's things just to keep people engaged with your Facebook page. This is not designed as pure lead generation. It is designed to keep those people who follow you, who have liked you in the past, to keep them engaged with fresh and different types of content. So a lot of different types of things available for premium. The other one that we have is the basic, which is 2 posts a week, and it is HVAC and season or holiday, kind of whichever is most applicable at the time. Um, those options, and again, if you are an ICP Elite dealer, there is a discount that's available for you. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and move from there. Single page websites. This is the one piece of what I'm showing you today that we only have available for ICP dealers. So this would be our Heil or day and night dealers. This is a starter kit. So if you have a great website currently, this is not for you, but if you are a dealer that has gone someplace and done something on your own, you're just not happy with it, and you really are looking for something simple, these are really great options. Extremely affordable. And for, again, ICP Elite dealers, it is free for the first year and incredibly inexpensive after that. I want to show you very quickly, we're not going to spend a lot of time here, but just to show you how easy this is to get set up. You're going to provide your information. We probably have most of your information, so if we have it, it'll show up here. You're going to give us some additional information. We have several different templates to choose from. What happens when we get this is we change the content to match the content that you want, your colors. You can even use personal pictures if you choose to do that. This is coupon offers that you can use, and then we also have About Us content that makes this extremely easy. What we've heard from really doesn't even matter whether you're a dealer. The hardest part about doing a website is coming up with the content and making sure that it's laid out correctly. So this just kind of takes that out of the equation and makes it extremely simple. So you pay for it. That will come to us. Then we contact you after we've got a preliminary build for you, which doesn't take a lot of time. You can use your own unique domain name. We encourage you to get that on your own. We don't want to own it, but it does have your finance links. You can attach reviews. So it's a great option if you've got something maybe that is not mobile friendly or it's very outdated and you're looking for a simple solution. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and move forward from there. This is brand new for 2022. You guys have probably the main business that is most affected by weather. If it gets hot or it gets cold, your system starts to get stressed, and if there's any option for it to go out at that point, if it's older or if it's not been cared for, typically these are the times that it's going to happen. So what we have done with the weather ads is, again, you're going to choose what's important. What is high temperature for you? What is low temperature for you? How many inches of snow do you want to have something happen? Air quality is a yes or no, and then humidity, you can set a high and a low. So the way that this program works is, again, we've got these Facebook video ads. They get customized with your information, your offers. You choose zip codes that you want these to run in, and it can be your immediate zip code, but you can go outside of that as well. We are connected on the back end through an API, which is just that direct connection with a weather service. And we'll watch the weather in your specific zip codes for the next 7 days. If within those 7 days we see that one of your triggers is forecasted, then these ads will begin to run, whichever you have chosen for a hot or a cold or an air quality, whichever is applicable. Those will run for 3.5 days. Now, some of you are in similar areas, and one of the questions that we've had is, well, that's great, but what if everybody's running the same ad? No two dealers will have the same ads running within a 25-mile radius. So everybody will have their own thing going on with no crossover for at least 25 days. Again, these run for 3.5 days. They are customized at the top with your website, with your phone number, and then also you have offers on the inside, as well as your logo, contact information, and then, of course, your branding at the end. Now, if for some reason there is no trigger for the month, it's not that hot or that cold, they're high, whichever, no humidity, for whatever reason, just nothing really is happening, then you still will have ads run that are more generic than these, but it might say, looks like a great weekend. We hope you enjoy it. You'll still have those ads that'll run in those designated zip codes. Okay. Brand new for this year. We're pretty excited about this. We've had a lot of dealers that have commented on this saying, wow, this is great because we all know what happens when the weather gets a bit dramatic. So this is available for all brands. And again, easy to set up with one of those electronic forms like we kind of looked before. All right, and this is the last slide. I'm going to open it up for questions, but this is our contact information. The QR codes that you see here, if you scan those for your appropriate brand, you will be taken to a landing page, and it has all of the different programs that I've referenced today. It has some videos that kind of show you how it works more visually. It also has the availability in most cases to get signed up. For some of the elite programs, you will need to contact us if it's one of those that the manufacturer is paying for, because we have to get pre-approval on that and get your money up front for you. But these will take you to pages that have a lot more information. Of course, our email and phone number are on the screen. Anytime that you have questions, you want to learn a little bit more, you just want to talk to a person about something, please don't hesitate to contact us. Anybody that answers the phone here can help you. If they can't, they'll find somebody that can. So these are the programs that are designed to make your life the easiest, and easy not only to set up, but also easy to implement and easy to run long term. So that is all I have, and I'm going to see now if Talia or Ryan has anything they would like to add, or if we have questions, I'll be happy to take those.
I don't see any questions yet, but if anybody has questions, you can either type them in the question box or you can do that little hand raise thing, and I can unmute you. Looks like Chris. Let me see if I can unmute you, Chris. All right, you should be able to ask your question. Unless Chris clicked on it on accident, which happens sometimes. We have a question in the meantime that Amy typed in. Are you able to track a la carte items like the weather trigger and the social media only package?
Yes. Each of those have their own tracking associated with them, which would be on either your Advantage page or your I Create Local page, depending on your brand. So yes, you have the ability to see the results from any of them.
Excellent. More questions, anyone? You can either type them in or you can raise your hand and I can unmute you.
Nancy, this is Talia. So I know for this webinar, you kind of went through different packages that you have, but what else do you have for dealers as far as marketing goes?
Pretty much anything that they could need. We do offer a lot of still print products, custom brochures. We have yard signs, door hangers, flyers. There are service reminders that you can do via direct mail. So the programs are set up to be very easy, but the portal itself, you have access or dealers have access to at any point. It is if you are with ICP, then it's going to be through your Go Heil or Go Day and Night site, and then to My Advantage. The other one is icreatelocal.com, and you can get in there for Carrier or Bryant. There's everything in there from print to the Facebook or the Let's Get Social programs are in there. If you wanted to do a direct mail campaign on your own at some point, you can also do that. There's a complete mapping technology that's in there where you can really get down into specific areas and utilize those demographics. So anything that I've shown you today, there are pieces really of a lot of that that you can do on your own if you were to choose to.
Nancy, we did have a few more questions typed in. So
Okay.
the next one, also from Amy, is for the repair replace tool on the dealer website. Is that info stored for says for the technical, but I think she means for the technician maybe?
It is emailed to the dealer. So we don't store them on the back end with all the detail, but we do email the dealer, and you can, of course, forward it to the tech. Absolutely.
Awesome. Next question from Matt. You mentioned discounts for ICP Elite dealers. Are there also discounts available for factory authorized Bryant dealers?
We are co-op compliant for any of the factory authorized programs or any of the Carrier Bryant dealers. We do have one for Let's Get Social that we can make available for FAD dealers. But as far as factory authorized programs, I don't have those. But again, we are co-op compliant with everything that was shown today.
Awesome. Chris asks if the session is recorded. He wants to share with his colleagues. Yes, I'm currently recording it, and anybody who registered for it, which obviously includes you, Chris, will get an email follow-up message from GoToWebinar that'll include a link to the recording, as well as Nancy's email address in case somebody wants to send her a note to set up a more in-depth discussion on something. What else? Anybody else have anything they want to ask? Well, we got another minute or two here before we got to log off. Looks like we are probably good then.
Ryan, I will add one piece of information here with regards to the repair replace because somebody just brought up something about that. We recently just had some other meetings similar to this, and one of the dealers asked, so is this tool really for lead generation, or is it for, can a tech use it while they're there, or can we send regular customers to that? And the answer is yes, all of the above. It really, the more that you drive to that repair or replace, the more efficient those sales calls can become because you know what you're walking into. So, yeah, give it a prominent position, drive people to it. We have even set up for dealers that are doing, as an example, the Neighbor Network Plus. We can drive to that URL and include a QR code on any of the direct mail pieces that send them right to that repair or replace. So just a little tidbit of additional information there.
Excellent.
Nancy, one more question. Obviously, all of this stuff can be done online, but if you have a dealer that wants, someone to physically go in with them, whether it's on a Zoom call or whatever, do you have people that are doing that, and about how long would you expect them to schedule out to do that?
Yes, we have all kind. If you need to hold hands with us and walk through the programs, we're happy to do that. Give us a couple of options on dates. This is getting to be a busy season, but we will try and make it happen for any of the dealers as quickly as we possibly can. Try not to call us just at the moment. If we are available at the moment, we will definitely help you. I just would ask that you give us a couple of different dates And it can be a couple of days ahead. It can be the next day. We will try and make that happen. If we can't, we'll certainly give you our next available time.
Awesome. Well, if there's no more questions, I'm going to go ahead and shut us down. And thank you, Nancy, for joining us today.
Thank you very much. Give us a call, guys. We're happy to help.
Thanks, Nancy.
Bye.